DC has been on a mad campaign to make the Suicide Squad a recognizable and household team. You got a movie, and then another movie, and then a game, and now you have an anime. With DC's recent run in animation mostly amounting to stuff I wish I just had avoided entirely, the question on my mind is this. Is the brand new Suicide Squad isekai anime a disaster? Before we jump into it, I just want to remind you guys that we have a Discord. Make sure to check the links down below for that and our Patreon to get exclusive perks. And to hit the subscribe button for more content just like this, talking about anime or comics or just whatever it be. Isekais are a genre of anime that I haven't really dove into before. The only other one I have seen would be Solo Leveling, which I find quite fun. The dub is great, the action looks stunning, with a score that really makes it just a good watch. The only other example I have is that one season of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where they go into the future. Like, that totally counts, right? An isekai is basically portal fantasy. That's what Google tells me. You are transported to another world or time. So yeah, the TMNT flash forward totally counts. Other than that, nothing. So going into this, I had a little bit of doubt if this would be my thing at all. As people who have watched the channel for a while, I have mostly stuck to just shonen anime, with some Vinland Saga and Berserk thrown in for good measure. For the last 2 years, I've been on this anime binge trying to consume as much as I can to widen my palette. Yet since I was like 3 or 4, I have just loved DC, so to see the two worlds combine has certainly piqued my interest. Let's get to the stuff I liked about the first half of the season. First off, one of the most important things to get right. Harley Quinn. Her current status and popularity are insane, from being a character in a 90s TV show to being arguably one of the faces of DC. DC really wants her to be a thing, for obvious reason. Another Bat family character that can be lucrative. If she was to become an anime icon too, she'd be unstoppable in the zeitgeist of online culture. Her design in the show is a mix of a few things. I really vibe with it, honestly. They keep the Margot Robbie hair while also keeping the classic black and red look. It is just so very evident that she is the main draw here. However, this anime is extremely down bad for her. Like, I get it, don't get me wrong. Harley Quinn for years has been used for her sexuality, either for empowerment or the male gaze. Like, really obviously leaning into the male gaze. But holy shit, when there is a sequence that is, I hope I can show this. This should be fine. If this video gets suppressed to highlight this point, it would be really, really funny, but it's literally just her like this. I just had to laugh and go far out. You really want her to be popular. Like, if you didn't need to go this far. At this point, it's nothing to take away from the anime. It's just something that's funny, that's worth mentioning at least. That Harley Quinn in this show is just bad as fuck. On a separate note, I do vibe with how they are writing her at least. It's only half of the season so far, but it's nice to know that they did not mess it up. It's not really ground we haven't seen before, but without going into the negatives, when she is on screen, the show is mostly better off. Although this is far from my favorite interpretation of the character. At least it's something kind of new, which really is all I could ever ask for from DC animation. The team surrounding Harley also isn't too bad. You got Peacemaker, Clayface, King Shark, Deadshot, and then her. Clayface is obviously the exception here, and he excels. He's the only one they've done the most interesting character work with. And at this point, bar Harley, he's the one I'm the most enjoying, or just overall, I like him. He gives off Muzan vibes from Demon Slayer, if you've seen that. Some smaller things that I think are pretty neat are the OP and the ending credits are nice. Joker drives a car in the first episode by playing the piano. Honestly, the entire high sequence was great in setting up their relationship. So much jazz and style. Like, this is really what I wanted to watch the show for. This vibrancy. Also, two little things. In the first episode, Harley is watching the TV and there is a hamster doing the Joker dance from the 2019 movie. That was funny. That's enjoyable. And lastly, in episode 2, they did it. They said the line.
Are we some kind of suicide squad?
To the things I don't like, I think we need to start here. The entire anime just feels sorta, and I don't want to be too mean here, but unpolished. This comes from someone who simps and defends Jujutsu Kaisen. Many scenes here come across as incomplete or just busy. Like, I see a ton of really cool ideas being done here. Rotoscoping or some really ambitious stuff is being attempted, but a lot of it seems like it just wasn't ready to be pushed out. Coming from Spy Family, which is another Wit Studio show, it's just night and day. When I watch that, I just feel a sense of real cleanliness to it, a sense of polish and real beauty. Vincent Chansard is on board at least, which is is great to see, along with, I know Twitter's been really excited about how many industry vets are on this show, so at least I'm hopeful for the rest of season 1. Yet one thing that just can't really be fixed as time goes on is the actual world they traveled to. The isekai part of this. You know, the third word in its title, which is kind of a large thing not to like if I'm gonna be real. I think the world is just kind of boring. The enemies feel generic with wolves and orcs. There's knights in shining armor and magic systems. You gotta do something a bit more interesting than this. And coming from Freerun, I just have a higher bar on this type of stuff and the world building. From the designs to the actual narrative of it, nothing here feels unique or special. As someone who literally hasn't set foot into the genre, I felt quite bored of the cliches. To compare to the only real isekai I have seen, Solo Leveling, which I don't even know if it's really fair. I vastly enjoyed that anime more. The action feels way more engaging, and from the beginning, it's clear, oh, this is gonna be a story about the main guy needs to get stronger so he can do X or Y. I'm here for that journey. I enjoy aspects of that story, and going through the portal narrative structure, the other places that they go to also involve goblins and shit. When they go to this god room temple place, it feels entirely otherworldly in the best of ways. Their lore, the rules feel alien. Sung Jin Woo is an interesting character to view all of this from. Suicide Squad has none of the qualities mentioned. I don't even like Solo Leveling that much. It's just a fun action thing. And bar the DC branding, I really just don't see myself being invested in this world. No one who isn't a DC character already leaves any impact on me whatsoever. It almost feels like one of those free-to-play collabs where they put an IP-based skin over the top of characters and vehicles. Like, sure, but if I don't like playing Smite or World of Warships, I'm not gonna play your game. The anime and isekai branding really feels slapped on from a narrative point of view. I would have much rather see a DC Dark Knights of Steel adaptation if they're gonna go down the route of doing an anime. I haven't read that story, but it's about knights and Batman has a sword. Make that an anime. I need to get art of like Batman and Berserk type shit. This is not in the script. Halfway in, and if I'm gonna be really honest, the plot is paper thin. They have been helping the Queen Lady take out her enemy, who also happens to be, at this point, being helped out by the previous squad. At the same time, the main cast tries to get to a location where their bombs will not blow up. I am hopeful, but it's just how I feel at this point in time. It's all rather a bit boring. I was initially going to only cover the first 3 episodes, but as time went on, I just really wanted to get to at least halfway before making a judgment. Sadly, over this time, my thoughts on the show did decline. The initial notes about animation I wrote about it being unpolished still ring true. Yet after big sequence after big sequence, especially in episode 5, nothing really ever looked visually appealing. It's actually something I'm quite bummed about. The compositing really stood out to me as something that's just not really being done at all. And if I was asked how the animation and art style was overall, I'd say it's kind of a mess. Although to end the cons with a positive note, there is hope as there are some plot threads that could lead to some nice moments. I haven't dropped the anime so far, which shows signs that there is some still fun stuff here on some fundamental level. The future for DC for once in a very, very long time is looking bright. This anime at the moment is just okay. It's not the disaster I had thought it was going to be. That title looks to be going to the Rick and Morty anime. Yeesh. I'm going to continue watching this season and see how it goes. On the channel, I've been really harsh on DC, and I've said that I don't like being in this position. With this anime showing promise, My Adventures with Superman being absolutely stellar, and in August on Amazon Prime, we're getting a brand new Batman animated series. It really feels like DC is coming in hard to finish off 2024 well and in their full stride. And also, I don't have this in the script, but there's a Kite Man show. I might want to cover that too. Though, there is Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 3, so bar that. Which, yes, does look awful, but we also will be covering it here on the channel, so subscribe with notifications to see that as soon as it drops. But have you seen the brand new Suicide Squad anime? If you have, what are your thoughts on it? Is there another DC IP that you would love to see turned into an anime? Down below, when you picture me your anime and character, make sure to have a studio. I'm really keen who you pick, what characters, what shows, and what studio. Other than that, I just have to thank my patrons. In the top mate tier, we have Nick. In the great mate tier, we have Colin and CJ. And in the good mate tier, we have Jadu Sable. If you're interested in some of the perks we offer, please make sure to follow the link in the description down below. You get to see videos early, among other great things. Anyways, thank you guys for watching today's video. I will see you guys in the Discord or in the next video. Anyways, see ya.